Hello and welcome to episode 20 of our Timberborn Update 5 playthrough with the Iron Teeth faction here in cycle 33, day 12. We have a bad tide on the way, so we're going to want to make sure we are fully prepared for that. And one of the easiest ways that we could be unprepared is to allow this to flood. So the very first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead, just lower this all the way down, and we'll take this little bit of levee out of the way in front of it so that we don't have any extra flooding happen over here in our main channel that we spent so much time in the past couple episodes getting ready for water folding, because we had a very successful increase in power output, but at the cost of quite a bit of flooding and having to quadruple the amount of the pods in here. So yeah, definitely not ideal. So today we're going to relax a little bit, take it a little bit slower, and work on some other beneficial things that do not involve manipulating all of the water. So yeah, we got plenty to do, got plenty of stuff to organize over here. And I got a really good suggestion in the comments of the previous episode saying that we should put the new sanitarium or rehab area, whatever you want to call it, up here where it's closer to actual pure clean water, and in a place we could expand it a little bit, make it aesthetically pleasing and not just, you know, a compound in the corner of a hellscape over here. So that's going to be a future project. Probably not going to get to that today, but we do want to bookmark this area for that. One thing that we really have needed to do for a long time is reorganize this place up here, because it's really not that well organized, and we have a lot of stuff we could improve. We have 74 beavers that aren't employed, which, you know, is good because we've been trying to make bots do everything. But I still want to have more than 182 beavers by the time we're done with this. Want to prove that this is a whole sustainable area. We don't have to worry about having a small amount of beavers. So I want to rebuild all of this right here so it looks a little bit nicer, is a little bit better laid out, and more importantly, is a more efficient beaver storage, I guess. We've called this before with the barracks, because there's a lot of recreational stuff we haven't really been able to get to because we've been focused so much on expanding the industry down here. And while that's important, it's also important to be able to take care of the bio beavers and their wants and needs as well. So there's a bunch of stuff we could improve here. We can go ahead and get rid of these adventures. That's taken up a whole bunch of space. And if the beavers aren't actually being injured, which I don't believe, well, okay, a couple of them are being injured, but if they're not actually being injured in mass, then we don't need these medical beds, which would clear up some other space. These hauling posts could go away, and we could actually have a whole housing complex with food storage on the bottom, housing on the top, embodiments, and all sorts of good stuff. And I think that would be a good thing to put in this area right here. We could do a whole lot more optimization because this really hasn't been touched in the past, I don't know, dozen episodes or so. So we just need to make sure before this bad tide comes in 2.5 days that there's no chance of us flooding anything, because this is going to have to be opened, and that's going to send additional water through here. But now that all the extra stuff's flooding out of this side, I think we're going to be okay. Our stream flow here is still 10.1 through the deeper part of the channel. I guess I could have put this other thing here, because technically if you want to get the flow through this whole channel, this is a measurement of volume and not volume moving per unit of time and not necessarily speed. So we probably should have had this other stream gauge still left here and added these two together, but I digress. It's not really, strictly speaking, relevant for what we're trying to do, but if we want to have an accurate representation of what's going through here, then we would want to know that information. So, like I said, lots to get done. We do probably need to grow some more stuff up here, and it's not really the best laid out farming area, but when we rip all this out, that's going to make it possible for us to truly organize things. And I think that's going to be good, because we have plenty of storage of some foods and basically none of some of the rest. So we definitely want to get on that. Have a little bit better of a grasp of how this stuff is working. Because right now we have full storage on our algae rations, berries, and almost on eggplants, but we have 1,500 of those, so I think that's probably more than fine. We don't have full storage of fermented cassava, fermented mushrooms, or I guess the soybeans are technically full as well. But we could definitely be planting and fermenting more cassava and more mushrooms. Part of that is probably because these were all paused for so long. But there's also there's 2 of these hydroponic gardens dedicated to growing mushrooms, and that just simply isn't enough. We got to have more. And we can put those in another spot that's not going to take up so much space. But we'll get that all figured out. These hauling posts have been paused for a while anyway because I was trying to keep the beavers from going into the bad water. So we can go ahead and just get rid of these guys. All 4 of these, as well as the inventors. Because we have a number cruncher down here, which I will go ahead and unpause. Making plenty of power, not going to have to worry about it. So yeah, that's looking good. I'm going to go ahead, since we're already here, I'm thinking about putting this back together with a straight power shaft. Because right now, all this is doing is powering these decontamination pods that we don't need because there's no contaminated beavers. So we can save on power by just pausing all these. And otherwise, these guys are looking pretty good. This guy's going to be pumping, well, this bot, rather, is going to be pumping the rest of this bad water out here. In which case, we could either fill this in, or we could put good water in here, if we felt like it. Probably would be the smarter thing to do. But we already have this fluid dump working. I think long-term, this is just going to have to go away. This was a stopgap solution, and definitely not the ideal one. But we also need to be increasing our extract production because we need that to run our advanced breeding pods and all this other stuff. So what's probably going to need to happen is these explosives factories are going to need to, 3 of them are going to have to come out, and we'll put in 2 more of these centrifuges. Because most of the amount of explosives that we're using now, we're probably not going to need because I just was overproducing for this. Yeah, not a problem anymore. So we can go ahead and get that rolling as well. Just get those out of here. Because it doesn't matter if it doesn't line up here because they're all connected on this side. So that's fine. Let's stick these in here and here. And then that has the added benefit of giving us a little bit more space. This charging station is not going to be able to go here because of how this is set up. But we can still put 1 right here. And that'll be fine. Just those 2 right there. Unfortunately, these don't conduct power on any other faces outside of the ones that are touching each other or touching back here. So that's just the way that is. Not really any specific way around that in the vanilla game. But what we can do is eventually work our way back to getting stuff taken care of over here with the help of moving our pathways and replacing these guys with some levees instead of just... Oh, don't fall down. Replace them with levees instead of just the... what do you call these things? Platforms. Because then that's going to block the bad water out, and then I can take these out, and we can actually run power up here and have additional chargers, because we definitely need to have those. So we'll go ahead and get rid of that. Drag this all the way down and continue the process of filling all of that in. So that's going to be a nice change once that's all done. So we'll just stick that there and please don't crash. Thank you. Get this taken care of. So this needs metal blocks. Actually, it's almost done. It needs more gears. This one's not supplied at all, but having additional centrifuges is definitely going to help us out quite a bit to make more extract, and that is the most important thing we can be doing right now over here. Because these guys need to be charging, which means we need to have more power stuff set up, which means we need to have a better grasp on how this stuff is all supposed to be working. They don't have the ability to get up here easily, so a quick and simple way to fix that, while we are in the process of getting all of this set up a little bit better, would be to have just 4 of these right here, like so. That'll help them keep charged up because we do have, if we click on this one, got 77 bots in here. And we have 29 that are unemployed. We have plenty of other things for them to get to. The number cruncher is in the process of crunching numbers so we can have more science, which means we can have more and more of these buildings employing bots. Go into Beaverburg 13 here. Yeah, plenty of stuff we could be doing. District Center's already done that. District Crossings probably should all be bots, even though not really using them for much of anything. Farmhouses easily could be bots. That should eat up most of them. Fermenters. We're actually probably almost to the point where the beavers aren't going to have to actually do any work. I have 5 extra bots, 3 incapacitated, and 5 unfilled spots, so we'll get all this stuff taken care of. But like I said, I did want to really focus on reorganizing this. So let's pause real quick, take stock of where we are before we jump in super high speed. Now our storages, if we look at this, we have 9 different types of food the beavers can eat. So we want 9 storages for all of this stuff. And that's going to be probably the easiest way to do it is just have 4 wide stacked in back of each other and then some other storage somewhere else. But a couple different ways we could go about it. I think that might be the easiest option because they're not going to be eating the berries for food. They're going to be using them to fuel these pods and everything. So we really only do need the 8. So if we have 8 of these large warehouses just stacked underneath like this, should be perfectly fine. Then we have the ingredients, 8 different ingredients. Coffee, we probably don't need to be storing 1,200 of. That should be okay. And once we have that taken care of, we're going to be golden. We can take up a lot less space, build this taller, have it more tightly compacted around, and probably will be okay. In fact, the amount of space that we've been using for all of this, the way this is set up might actually work in the same footprint, but be a much tighter use of space. We could maybe shift it over a little bit so we could have more farming done. So, could be a controversial thing, but I think I want to just clean slate all of this except the district center and just start over from scratch. Be a nice little bit of a therapeutic action here. Plus, it's not going to kill the beavers. We already have plenty of food stuff stored up. So if we get rid of these, get rid of all of this, get rid of all this storage here as well. Actually, if I'm not clicking and dragging, I can just control backspace. All of the water, not going to be a problem. To get it rebuilt, we have tons of resources. Once we actually collect everything off the ground. It's going to be a little scary with the water tank not fully built yet, but if we go back in through all this, we do have metal blocks laying on the ground that we can actually go back and use. So, no problems there. I am going to go ahead and get rid of these campfires and the exercise and everything. And like I said, these medical beds, not going to need them. So that'll be okay. We have log storage. Probably doesn't need to be up here. Take that out. This is empty anyway, so that's fine. And now we have all of this space here to work with. We can shift everything closer to the cliff's edge. So we want to occupy as much space to this side as we can, because if the beavers don't actually have to work here, they don't have to go over there. All they have to do is be over here where they can eat and drink and do recreational things. And that gives them easier access to come down to this where we could put some other stuff as well. So how close are we here? 50%, 78%, 84%. Okay, so we'll let the hydroponic gardens finish their thing. I'm not going to delete this large warehouse full of berries yet because it's not in the way. But that's gone. I think we still need this staircase to get into here, so we're going to leave this alone right now. But this campfire can go away. I'm not going to get rid of the builder's huts because the bots are supposed to be building. So that's fine. And now we have all this space over here. So let's try to start laying stuff out. We have our large warehouses on the bottom. If we leave space for a path to go around, we put in or like this. This actually matches up perfectly like so, and most of this is not irrigated land. So that could be the bottom level. We could also blast this out and bury this, but I am not really interested in messing with all of that. I think it's going to be perfectly fine to just have the stairs and platforms around the outside. So this would be for our different rations. We've got algae, we've got corn rations, we've got eggplant rations, we've got fermented cassava, we've got fermented mushrooms, we've got fermented soybeans, we've got kohlrabis, and we have mangrove fruits. All those set to obtain. So all of it gets rushed into there. Because keep in mind, some of this is being produced down in our industrial area, and the bots are going to be hauling that back up and forth here. So that's looking good like that. Then on top we have 181 beavers. Man, it's a lot of beavers. So theoretically we need to have slightly more than 11 of these. So we're going to be doing a couple stacks. This is going to be nice and tall here. We put 4 of these on a side. Make a second stack on top. And just like that, we have 16 of these. That will support quite a few more beavers than we currently have. I think that's probably more than we'll ever need. But look at it. It's a beautiful rectangle. And we have beavers floating in the air because I deleted the path that they were on. But you know what comes next? We have our paths here. Connecting these two. And then going up the side, we're going to have everything set up in a way that's going to allow us to actually go up to the other side here. I think it's probably going to be best to go up in a clockwise motion, kind of have like a kind of separated double helix thing going on. They only have to go up 2 blocks, which means they only have to ascend right here in the corner. Because this has to be the same height. I think I can get away with having this as just a double platforms here all the way along the back side. This could be a stairway up in the corner. If I did that, then I think this would stack pretty well just to go around. So the way that I'm looking at doing this here is this path would be connected to these front buildings, and it could just come all the way back up around here, and then this would continue around the front to get to this other second level. And then there would be another completely separate staircase that would go around the other side. I think it's probably easier for me to just... Oh, okay, that staircase is actually in the almost the correct spot. I might have to get rid of these, unfortunately. But no, okay, no, I can only get rid of the middle bit here. That's fine. Because I can just build some stairs in a way that is not going to be a problem for us here. Yeah, we'll just have to be careful about how we have stuff set up here. But that should work out okay. Nice temporary stairs, so we don't have to worry about that. So, let me think about what I just... Because I told you how this was going to work in my head, and I'm afraid I might not have fully understood it myself. So we have the stairs going up here. This other side is going to have stairs going up in this corner, which we will do like so. Just like that, and then this will be double platformed like this. There we go, looking good. And now we have to do the same thing up. Hold on, don't crash. Thank you for not crashing. Yeah, this has to be like so. There we go. And I will add secondary stairs to get into all these places. I just want to have this one little bit done before we get too far. So all the way around the corner here. Have that in place. Then have this like so. Ignore that this connects here. This probably won't be here. But that's basically the idea. Have this double set of platforms here. So let's do the same thing on this side. Yeah, that's going to be nice. Bring that this way. Bring that this way. Staircase. Nope, we're over rotated. Staircase there. Staircase there. Have that like so, and now they are connected in that delightful double helix, which might be a little bit of extra walking to get to a couple different places, but we have a way to solve that problem that we'll do later. But this will get us mostly where we want to go. The next thing is going to be to get up to the top, where we're going to have probably not enough rooftop terraces, but we can solve that problem pretty easily by having this set up in a smarter way. We also have monuments. The tribute to ingenuity we probably shouldn't research right now because it takes 12,000 science, but the Flame of Unity, the way this is going to be laid out, rooftop terraces can actually be on the outside or on the inside. We have a little bit of space to build stuff, or we could do something like this, like I had been doing before. I know we discussed. That actually lets us put five of these in like this, and then leaves us space to put in monuments like this guy with some extra walking room, or we could have different arrangements. We can also put some of this stuff up front, up top here. The exercise plaza, if we didn't put any of these rooftop terraces, could fit up here. Wind tunnels require power, which we don't have over here. We'll have to put those somewhere else. But there's so many options for different things we could be doing. I think this is going to work out just fine. We can also put roofs up here over the top of the paths. So let's continue this like we've been doing on, well, pretty much this whole thing. Yeah, this is going to work out. Hopefully work out nicely. Yeah, part of the problem with this is I did not think this through enough, did I? Oh, I just tried to put this on the wrong side. That's all. That's the only problem we got here. Oh geez. Okay, this is going to be kind of a pain to keep on clicking all this. Well, that's why you don't do this way, kids. Yeah, me too. Yeah, let's go around the back side first. Do the same thing on this side. I sure did. But I think... Oh, I just needed to connect it to this. That wasn't the problem. So I actually... I actually did have it correct. I actually was not crazy. Well, that's what happens. Don't doubt yourself. Yeah. Now I know what I did wrong. This has to go this way. This way. I was wondering why I was having such a hard time with this. Because in theory it should work perfectly. It's just a copy-pastable design as you go up and down. Alright, so... if I'm able to get... Yeah, see, this isn't going to be able to connect on the side here. Unless I have this come all the way around, which I think I'm going to... be able to. But if I leave this space in the middle open, I can put the Labor Monument, which will reach all the way through, and then, of course, the Flame of Unity will as well. So if I actually make this entire middle section here completely devoid of these rooftop terraces, I can fit it in. So Labor Monument, something else in the center, and then the Flame of Unity, or what have you, and then paths going through the middle. Then all I have to do to make the rest of this accessible is to have this double platform wrap all the way around here. And there you have it. So it might take a while for them to get down the whole thing, but it's not like they have that much else to do. And we can also put in auxiliary staircases. But yes, this will be, in theory, this will be a good way to do this. You know, we also could, if we really wanted to have a ton of space in the middle, could turn these guys around and just extend this the other way. Which, just for the sake of seeing what this looks like, I think I want to try that out. Let's do that real quick. Because I hadn't originally planned to do that, but now that I see this, I think we can make it work. Alright, so that's done. That's done. So now if I do this, it actually looks a little bit better, and I still have that 2x2 space in the middle, but it's not quite so disjointed. So then you have Labor Monument, which we could have looking over. Oh, that actually looks kind of cool. That is pretty snazzy. And the Flame of Unity right behind him. And then on this back side, we have a 2x2 space. We could put anything else we want. There is nothing else well-being wise that will fit there 2x2 just by itself, with the exception of some scratchers or a mud bath. But there's no power up here, so we could put some scratchers up here, or we could do some decorations. We do have these beaver busts and statues and clocks and stuff we haven't really messed with. The beaver bust is just a 1x1 aesthetics within 2 tiles, so that's probably something we should be putting over the paths. So I guess we could leave this open for now, but this would actually be... Do I not have... Oh, I just have so much junk on the ground that there's no way to actually know what's what. So just for the time being, I'm going to connect that there. And this guy around the back is going to have to be connected through here. There we go. Yeah, now that's all hooked up. This might look ugly now, but oh hey, this doesn't need to be here. It might look ugly now, but I think when this is finished, this is actually going to look pretty cool. So that's going to be all of the housing we're going to need, plus a bunch of rooftop terraces. It's going to take him a long time to build it, but all the stuff we have down on the ground should be everything they need to make it happen. And let's hope they can do that, because, well, bots are going to build it anyway. And we have a lot of builder bots. How many builder bots do we have? Oh yeah, we got a lot. We got 10. We got 40 builder bots. Plus these guys in the district center, which we can... no, we already have a lack of bots in here, so I guess that's fine. Look at us go. All right, I'm going to triple speed this, and we'll see how fast they can do this. Wow, did I just really spend like 15 minutes setting this up? That's kind of bonkers, huh? I need to get this staircase done first, though, so they can finish our crops. That should be priority number 1. But now we can kind of just sit back and watch them construct all this. It is kind of fun to watch. We can talk about everything else we want to do in today's episode. Now, I did say this was the most important thing for us to do to try and free up some more space, but once this is complete, we'll be able to go in and expand the farms, kind of optimize things a little bit more. Did you think I was going to forget about the bad tide? Of course not. Let's fix this real quick. That would have been really funny if I'd actually forgotten, huh? But don't worry, I'm not that dumb. Now all that should be problem solved here. This will stop from flooding once I unpause, and all that bad water will come in here, go through our little area right here to generate some power. Not flood, because we have the safety overflow right here. And we should be in really good shape, so let's just make sure those go up and down. And they do. This one should also be set. And it is. And there you have it, folks. Now we can go back to the time lapse. And hopefully have everything set up in a much better way for the beavers. And maybe have paths across the river here to a recreation area where we can have exercise plazas, campfires, and all that stuff within easy reach. So I think that should be plenty of good, clean fun for them to go and spend their days with. Outside of that, there is a little bit of improvement in our industrial area I would like to get done, and then a couple of small fixes to different things. But outside of that, this is it. So by the time we're finished talking about this stuff that I'm saying right now, the time lapse will be over and it'll be all constructed and we'll be in good shape, ready to go. All right, so I'm going to stop this time lapse here because we have a bunch of this stuff popping up to the side. Now, some of this we don't have to worry about because the building lacking power is a lot of this stuff that isn't going to have power anyway. And we're also out of logs, so they weren't going to be able to finish this within any reasonable amount of time. But let's go ahead and pause and check out the rest of this stuff. This unconnected building, we already know what that is. The flooded building is only this guy, so If you saw this pop up, don't worry. It was not an issue. This area is not flooded. The unconnected building over here also was these guys. But what I did not do is I did not set this centrifuge to work with bots. So what I should have done is I should have clicked this button. Somebody even made a comment about this. Make only workers allowed in new buildings to be bots. But I didn't listen. So that's my fault. And of course, neither of these charging stations are complete. So these bots in this district only have these 3 up here. That's all they've got. So yeah, all this stuff really wasn't that big of a deal. Not that big of a deal at all. The building that needs water, of course, the swimming pools, so no problems there. Injured beavers, I was actually kind of curious about how that was happening. So the reason that's a thing is because we still have a couple beavers in the quote-unquote dangerous jobs somewhere. Like the food factories, quote-unquote dangerous, gear workshops, etc. So these can all be bots, but we don't currently have enough bots, so that's why they're still working that. Yes, I know we took out the medical beds. Probably didn't need to do that, but hey, what you gonna do? We do have logs. Unfortunately, there's no log storage over here because I did get rid of that, so they do have to move all the spare logs over here. But it's looking pretty good. I also didn't want to just dominate half the episode with the time lapse because I know you guys like seeing everything in real time. But we have plenty of space for additional beaver storage now. It's actually looking pretty good, and I think we can be pretty happy with that. Just wanted to make sure that you guys didn't stare at this too long and think everything was just falling apart. It's all perfectly fine. So now that that's mostly taken care of, we should turn our attention to reorganizing how the farm stuff is set up. So if we check this, we still have tons of storage, because remember, we have all that stuff under here as well where it's being made. But by setting all of these as obtain, oh, I didn't mark those as prioritized by haulers. We can do that. Let's do that while we're sitting here talking about this. But by having storage where the beavers sleep, that's set to obtain, then the haulers can supply that. And the storage that's set to supply over where the stuff is made ensures that the people, or I guess bots at this point, working in those buildings don't have to schlep stuff all the way across the map. So this is all working quite nicely. I am eventually going to add, I guess you could say, return stairs coming down every other level so they don't have to go all the way around completely. But for right now, this is a pretty good start, and I think we can be happy with that. I will be relocating this tank, the district center, and a couple of other things. I just didn't want to get rid of that right now because, well, why would you if you don't have to, right? If we take a look at our farm stuff while they're taking care of the rest of this, raw materials-wise, we have plenty of canola oil, which is a good thing. We don't have a lot of canola seeds, but that's okay because we have 1,200 oil. That's not really that big of a deal. Coffee beans, I'm pretty sure we're in a good spot. But we don't have a lot of the raw materials. Eggplants, corn, especially we don't have any corn. So we really need to be increasing the space that we're planting all of this stuff in. We can probably move these breeding pods into a different spot as well. Although that's going to be kind of a gradual thing because you don't want those to all be going off at once, and we don't have the materials to just build everything all at the same time. But now that these are all bot operated, the farmhouses, we can be a little bit more aggressive in how we path things. Like, we don't need to have paths going absolutely everywhere. Could have things set up a little bit more logically and a little bit more direct path to get down here even. We just had to snake around all of this because this is where our original industrial area was. And some of this probably isn't something we can completely solve today, but I did want to bring that up since we were talking about it. And since we're already here, we have the ability to just go ahead and bridge right across with our suspension bridges. And I think the place we're going to want to do that is going to be... Oh, that's actually kind of cool. It's like it's on stilts because you can see through the warehouses currently. I'm going to want to have this probably be right about here. I can't put it underneath this because that doesn't go straight through, but right here would be a good place for that. If we go into our spot right here, this could be 3 and a 3, just all the way across, you know, the death-defying gorge on a simple little Simple little deal right there. We can easily make this passable all the way straight through by just demolishing this. Or, actually, a better option, since they haven't built it yet, let's move it over one more tile so we can put stuff in between. And then we can just demolish all of this in turn. And now remember, this is all stuff that's going to take a pretty decent amount of time to accomplish, so let's not get too hasty. We also have some trees we can get rid of over here, and then look at all this huge amount of space. We can just do all sorts of different types of well-being activities. Put in a water dump right here in the center to irrigate everything. Make it nice and green. We'll go ahead and mark these as cuttable trees. Put in a lumberjack flag. That'll get taken care of pretty quickly, and I think we'll have a good time with all this. So let's go ahead and get that going. I am going to deprioritize the monuments up to the top here and prioritize these guys right here, and then the bridges, so we can get this going a little bit faster. But this is now, I really like this. I wish I didn't have to have the platforms on the outside. We could have done it with the central hallway, could have maybe looked interesting that way, but this is a nice efficient use of the space on top once we put something else here. But I digress. We got plenty to still be doing, so let's not get too bogged down. Blast that out, connect it up with a path, just like so. And of course we're going to reconfigure all this. But once this is taken care of, I think we're going to be in a spot where we really like what's going on. So I'm going to put in, I guess probably right here would be the most sensible place to put. Oh, there's a birch tree there. Okay, so that's got to go bye-bye. But that is going to be where we put our dynamite for our little irrigation thing. And then we'll build something that looks pretty cool up over here, and I think we'll be really happy with that. But part of the problem now is our bots are starting to run out of power because they have to come over here and there's not really any way to charge them. So that is going to be a future episode thing to get power back up here, since we did have to get rid of most of this. But the good news is we do have some amount of grease. We just don't have a whole lot of it being saved, or rather any of it being saved, because we have 144 bots. It's a lot of bots. We're going to need more grease factories. And these guys, what are these guys waiting for? Oh, they don't have anybody to work there because they don't have anybody to work there because they don't have enough charging stations. They all have to go up here. Yeah, that was my fault for planning poorly. And this guy is waiting on gears. Do I seriously not have gears? Wow. Okay. That's it's an interesting problem to have. Let's automate the gear factories, because I think that's probably a pretty important thing to be doing here. I'm going to pause these outside two bot assemblers. Get these guys working in the gear factories instead. We have plenty of bots right now. We just need to have a lot more gears, so that hopefully will help. Got 2.3 days left in our bad tide. And we did manage to get across the way here. There we go. Look at this. Look at us go. All right. I did say this was going to be... Actually, maybe here's a better spot. A little bit more central. I don't know if it's going to get everything all the way around. But we'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens. 110 unemployed beavers. And 10 incapacitated, but we're working on it. we'll get them out of there soon enough. All right, so somebody, or some bot, I guess, come over here and get this dynamite put in place. And then we'll be in a really good spot here. Get this nice and irrigated, and the fun can begin. All right, fluid dump. Go in here. I guess I could just have that be a regular beaver. That's fine. So I have the idea here to kind of lay things out. I can't put everything in the spot right now because obviously there's trees and stuff everywhere. But I want to kind of like create a garden type thing where we have stuff around the side of our water dump to kind of hide it. We got shrubs We don't have hedges with the iron teeth, but we do have the shrubs. We have all these other things. We have fences we can do. And these, of course, give a benefit. Look at, okay, look how much of that does. I didn't think it would be quite so much. That is actually really nice. So if I put shrubs around like so, then the entire path, the main path that's going to connect all this, is going to be inundated with the healing energies of shrubs. The weird little pink trees and pink bushes. So that's going to be nice. I actually want to go ahead and get this all detonated down. Yes, I know they can't do all this at once. It's fine. We'll do it in little bits and pieces. Once all these little trees are gone here, then I'm going to take exercise plazas, because look how nicely this fits. Exercise plaza here, exercise plaza here. I'm actually going to pause this so I can lay this out and show you. But then you have space around those guys for campfires, and you can have this kind of, well, once this gets properly moved around, you can do a couple of these. Just, oh, there's a tree there. Okay. Oh, there's a tree there as well. But just have this kind of radiate out from the center like so. Once everything's done, it's going to look really, really cool. We have space in the middle here as well. 3 wide, 5 deep. That should... Oh, 1 tunnel's bigger than I thought. Never mind. But I was thinking of maybe also putting a swimming pool in here. That's going to require us to have a slightly different approach to all of this, which would be... Oh no, I could just put this one here. Just have this slightly dug out as a trench. Which actually sounds like a pretty good idea. Let's do that. And then this can be right there. Oh, that'll be perfect. This is going to look so nice. Going to look fantastic. And it'll be very, very nice. We can also go over here if we want to have another mine, but I don't think we're going to need to worry about that. Because we have plenty of stuff over here, plus this mine. Those are both looking good. I guess I could prioritize both of these by haulers in our district over here, because we do have bot haulers. We just need to get some more gears. Gears seem to be in a little bit of a short supply. All right, he can still get out all these trees, right? Yeah. Okay, good. Man, I'm going to feel so accomplished when this is all done. Look at this. Look at this. They even got the monuments in place. So our well-being should go up also. Yeah, look at this. Look at this, folks. The shrubs are going to be the next thing we're going to have to do. Tribute to Ingenuity is also going to be a fun one. I might just give up and put an engine in somewhere over here. But don't you think this is cool? Nice symmetrical garden. Oh, this needs to be blown up too. I can't forget about that. Little bits and pieces. All right, this can be... A campfire can get put in there, and then we'll have 8 campfires. Love to see that. That should help quite a bit. Wind tunnel does not have power, so that's going to probably end up going over in this area once most of this production is moved down the hill. But this spot over here, this might actually be a nice episode thumbnail. Might try that. These poor guys trying to build with no energy. Gotta figure out how to fix that. Right, so now that can flood into there, and then we'll put... Oh, I can put the shrub on top of that. Okay, that works. That works. We'll put this here. Path here. Shrub here. And then a swimming pool here. How about that? How about that? Now, other things we might want to put in decoration-wise, we have beaver busts, we have beaver statues, we have all these fences. But the beaver statue is such that we could put in a couple of these in different spots, like at the edge here, or we could put them flanking the entrance gates. That's kind of a fun thing to do. Just put 2 of those there. Why do you need 2? You don't, but every beaver who comes through here is going to get that effect. And then beaver busts as well could go in a place like right here. Bad tide is over, so let's go ahead. Make sure this is flushed out. Contamination 0%. Lower this back down. And then come back over here. This looks like it's already flowing nice and clean. Lower that. Raise that. All right. Good stuff. This will hopefully be in much better shape. I know we're still waiting on gears. Is this that was metal block storage? Oh, I bet it's because I don't have gear storage. And they were just building from the other side. I don't know how they were able to do that, but I will make this into gear storage in this district, and that should hopefully solve this problem. Just to get this situated ahead of time. Probably should have done that a long time ago before we had our little time lapse a bit. But that's fine. We will be okay because we have this fantastic new recreation area here. These guys need a bunch of metal blocks that we don't currently have, but we will. Lanterns, I guess, would be a cool thing to put on the edges here, but I want to make sure that I'm not going to actually need to go out past this way. So that might be a later on thing. A brazier. Actually, there's a pretty nice radius, so maybe that could go up above in the corners here. Put it on top of some platforms. Nice little bit of fire above everything. So I think, oh, this looks so cool. Yep, everything is waiting on metal blocks. But we almost got all of this completely irrigated, which is really cool. That is really, really, really cool. Now I gotta find out what I'm gonna do up here. Now, I haven't unlocked the clock yet. How big is the clock? Oh, that actually looks really nice. Bells, don't need to worry about. Fences. I could just kind of cheese it with all this stuff, but I don't think I want to cheese that much stuff here. Now we need to put in these roof tiles. If I put this right here, it's only going to hit one. So I believe the best option for that is just going to be to build additional platforms up here. And just go right between where these buildings intersect and put those things here. Not 2x2, I need the 1x2. Just like we were doing before. No harm in that. It's a design that works, even if it is not the most visually interesting thing. But it does work. That'll get them all covered with that. A brazier could be the same kind of deal, but we could put those either inboard or outboard of those. I vote inboard. That looks pretty good. Beaver bust is only within 2 tiles, but that could go that could go on the outside of these. Ooh, you know what I didn't do? I built these offset the wrong way. Easily fixed, though. Just make sure we have this in the correct spot before I go too far. There we go. Those go there. Those go there. Now we have this extra space, and this can be... The beaver statue's within 3, but these are only within 2. So I'm going to have these overlooking overlooking the rooftop terraces here. Oh, this is just going to be completely obnoxious, but hey, I love that this guy's looking this way with the little hammer. That is such a cool asset, man. They've done a great job with this game. Shrubs, I don't really care about the shrubs. I might end up just putting those on the bottom level, kind of around the front like this, if we decide that's what we want. But oh, this is going to look so cool. Almost there. Look at all these beavers having fun. Look at this. Doesn't it just fill your heart with joy? That's a little maybe a little much. But man, I just think this is fantastic. It'd be nice if we could put some more lanterns in different spots here. So can I... Oh yeah, I could just do that. That works. Are these directional? No. They are, in fact, not directional. So that's going to look really, really nice. I wonder, do I want to put any here? Do I actually want to have all these shrubs? I don't think it really matters, but that's fine. Man, I really like this. I think this is cool. I don't know how many more times I have to say that, but just allow me to get it out of my system. Give me that kindness. They still haven't built this, really? Am I actually importing gears, or is it because we still don't have enough gears? Oh, we only have 8 gears. Alright, so our bot part factories that are making the heads are going to get paused because those need gears. And the limbs are going to get paused because those need gears. We have enough. Wow, we have 149 chassis, really? Sheesh. But we got to get our gear stock up a little bit. We have not had room to to build any more of these, I know. I know we really need to get on doing this, but I figured we spent enough time messing with this and doing water folding and stuff. A couple of people actually got kind of angry about it, which, whatever. That's fine. So I figured we'd do something a little bit different today. So hopefully you enjoyed this. I know it's a little bit off the path of what we've been doing for most of this time, but I think this was worth it. This just looks so nice. Look, I wish I could get them to fill this completely up. That would be a really cool thumbnail shot. But yeah, what do you think about the giant monolithic beaver apartment here with the Laborer Monument statue on top? I guess this is giving big USSR vibes, but that doesn't have to be a good or a bad thing either way. I just think this looks cool. So yeah, do let me know what you think about all this stuff. I think this was a fun little detour, and the next time we pick this series up on Thursday, we can hopefully get back to some of this. But yeah, that is going to be it for today's video. As always, hope you enjoyed. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, etc., you can leave those down below in the comments. I do read all of those, and I very much enjoy the process of interacting with you guys. So look forward to that. Also, just want to take a second to thank our beard boosters and all of their support, making it possible for me to put these videos out every single day and do live streams as well. So really, really appreciative of those folks. If you want more information on that, there's links in the description, but please do not ever feel obligated to give me anything, not even enough time to watch one of these videos. Just the fact that you are making the choice to watch this of your own free will is enough for me, and I'm glad that we get to spend a little bit of time together. So whatever it is you're doing with the rest of your day, hope you have a fun and a safe time, and we will see you back tomorrow for our Folk Tales modded playthrough as we begin to wrap that one up within the next couple of episodes. But have a great time and stay safe, whatever you're doing. Again, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.